Hello and welcome. I am working in my junky art journal today, and I've just picked the first couple of pages. These pages already have paint on them because I randomly painted the pages before I put this together, just because I didn't want to end up with a journal that was full of blank pages. Last time I worked in this, I used up my leftover paint just on some random scraps of paper I had. And I have these really colourful and interesting splotchy papers, and so I'm just going to use them just to start off with a little bit of collage today. I don't have a thought or a feeling for how this is going to go. The reason I have this journal is because I just want to make, I just want to paint, I just want to be making art, and it doesn't matter what it is. It just matters that I do something. So I am working on these next couple of pages using a PVA and water mixture, which I find works really well for this sort of paper on paper collage work, and just seeing how I feel about it. The light is streaming in the window today, and it has quite a lovely feel. So I'm trying to just relax and enjoy this. I don't want to stress too much or have this have to be a certain way or anything like that. It's funny because I have always, since I was a child, really enjoyed drawing and painting and things like that, but never pursued it as like my main interest, and never been terribly good at it. But I feel like I always feel like I should be better, and that idea of not being able to because you're not perfect at it, which is a ridiculous thing, because how are you going to get better at it if you don't do it? And I feel like my main draw to making art is more the expression and the enjoyment from the process. And so obviously I'm a very mean and judgy person, and I'm mostly being mean and judgy to myself. So I'm trying really hard to just do things that make me happy without judging it. And obviously I'm not terribly good at it yet, because I'm struggling a little bit to feel okay while I'm doing this voiceover. But trust me, I was enjoying putting paint down in this journal. I'm feeling like this is a little bit of a landscape, not a proper landscape, but I'm imagining, sky and land here. So I'm working a bit on that. I find it really hard to do anything very abstracted. I feel like that's a difficult thing for me. So as I was laying this paint down, I'm like, I can see trees here. So I'm using that in my mind to sort of help me know where I want to put things. I am rushed to grab the hairdryer as well because I'm very impatient. I really want to sit and just work through a session in one go. I don't want to necessarily leave things and come back. I have been watching some people on YouTube recently where I'm a very messy person, and I've managed to get paint all over the handle of my paintbrush, but not to worry, I will save that and use it. I find that you can always tell that I've been painting just because I get covered in paint. I rested my sleeve in paint just the other day and got paint on my elbow. I mean, like, who does? I find that I quite enjoy painting while I'm out and about, and I mostly take a different sketchbook with watercolors and some pencils or something when I do that, but I really have ambition to take acrylics with me. I just feel like that would be a lovely and a fun thing to do, but I have to come up with a plan, like a bit of a system of how I'm going to manage all the paraphernalia and all of my messiness while I'm out and about. So I've been thinking about a few different things, like possibly getting like a a sealed container with a lid where I could have like as a palette sort of thing so that I can easily pack it up. But also like thinking about how much water I might need. I've been thinking about possibly using gouache instead of acrylic. But the reality is I have to stop thinking about it and just do it. Do something, because then I'll find out if I like it or not. I've never really used a palette knife very much before in my life, and this is just a cheap plastic one. But I feel like I'm becoming friends with it. In the past, when I have worked in acrylic in a sketchbook, just because of the nature of the paint, I found it like to be sticky and like tacky, and the pages like almost fuse to each other when they're dry. So we'll use this as an experiment and see how it behaves, and see whether I want to use something more matte like gouache instead of acrylic. But really this is just an experiment so that I can decide what it is I want to do. I haven't been drying things completely with the hairdryer because I am incredibly impatient, but I am enjoying doing art out and about. Everything's just in the same place, and I find that I dig around and drop things on the floor and all of that sort of thing. So I think giving myself enough of some structure around it to make it easy is really important, because like I'm still doing it, but it's more of a struggle than I. So I'm just piling some paint on, just in the feeling of what a tree maybe looks like on a hill. It's not anything in particular. I realized afterwards that I've left this quite dark, which is something to work on in the future. Having more contrast between my colors would be good. But just playing, just putting color down, just seeing how I feel about it, and more than anything just playing and getting some texture and using colors that make me happy. I'm not especially in love with either of these pages, but I have had fun today, and I am still excited and keen to keep working in it, which I think is the main part, is that the enjoyment was there enough that I want to keep working on this project. Who knows, I may get brave and take some acrylics out next time, which I think will be a bit of a fun thing. I find it much easier to work when I'm looking at real life. I don't know why, but I guess I don't have to come up with things because they're right in front of me. So we'll see how I go with that. If you have any great ideas about working outside with acrylic, I would love to know. I'd love to hear other people's experiences, or even if you've seen a great video. I'm loving watching videos about it. But I hope to see you soon. Bye.